What's up, guys? It's Frey back with another video. I know it's been a while since I've done one, and I'm back now. So hope you guys had a great Christmas as well. And what we're going to talk about today is Forza Horizon 4. Back with another Horizon 4 video, talking about the new Fortune Island expansion, which just came out on December 13th, which is free to those who own the Ultimate Edition of the game. Of course, you have to pay for it if you don't own the Ultimate Edition, such as the Standard Edition, which is what I own. So I want to give my 2 cents on the expansion and what I think about it and stuff like that. So, based on what I've seen about the expansion, Ben Dankerfeld, who's I think the chief game designer at Playground Games, mentioned that this is the largest expansion ever. And based on what I see, it doesn't look that as spectacular as people would have hoped, or what I would have hoped from an expansion. I think this is probably the most disappointing expansion they've made. I know I haven't played it or anything, since I don't own the Ultimate Edition, and I don't plan on playing the expansion, but I've seen videos on it, and it just looks the same from the regular map, from the main map. It really doesn't look that different. It kind of reminds me a lot of an updated version of Storm Island from Forza Horizon 2, and it doesn't look that different. Oh, sure, on paper, it looked like a good concept. Seeing the trail looked pretty neat. Seeing lightning strikes and the sky with the glowing and everything, it looked pretty neat. And I believe it takes place in the Northern Highlands of the UK. I think that's actually a real place. And I get that it looks the largest expansion ever and everything like that, but it doesn't look as spectacular as I would hope. I think it's kind of disappointing. And it looks just the same as the main map. I would just stick to the main map, which is basically the same thing. And you can do a lot of toge drifting over there too. The mountain roads look not that different. It just looks the same. It looks like it's just a piece of the map from the main map of the UK, just pasted and just placed on an island, because it doesn't look that different, to be honest. It's just disappointing, to say the least. And I think the best expansion is Hot Wheels, and then again, these expansions, the downside of these expansions is that people play it for a couple weeks, and then it dies out. It's hard to get players to play it when you're trying to go for achievements on those DLC expansions, because of the fact that not enough guys are playing it, and at the end of the day they'll go back to the main map and just play there, because you could always play the main map, and not everybody has the expansion pack or the Ultimate Edition, and even if they do, they'll give up after a few weeks because nobody's there. Yeah, that's the thing with these DLCs. It doesn't help that it's paid as well. I really think they should make these free, and for those that have the Ultimate Edition, they just get it early or get something exclusive. But really, though, I don't get these paid expansions. I get why they want your money, because, like, they have to pay a lot for the licensing of the vehicles and everything. But it's disappointing, to say the least, that expansion like this costs a lot of money, and then a few years afterwards, it still costs the same year after it's been dead. I mean, this is just a disappointing expansion. And the concept is, I get it, why they want to do it, because, they're trying to get guys a reason, to players to keep playing. But the thing is, though, it's not worth paying all that money if the expansion, it looks exactly the same as the main map. I mean, I wanted Hot Wheels, but after a while, though, it got old. I mean, literally and figuratively, because now nobody's going to be playing that expansion nowadays. So it basically became a waste. And players, I've seen comments from players, I think on Reddit or ForzaMotorsport.net, somewhere like that, saying that they've struggled to find players online in the expansion. So the Fortune Island, a couple of weeks, yeah, people will be playing. After that, it'll be dead. And the thing is, it's kind of disappointing. I think you just stick to the main map at this point, because there's really no other reason to get playing the expansion, because it'll be dead. It just makes no sense to play an expansion like that if you know it's going to be dead in a few weeks. And especially some of those achievements require you to play online. I mean, you're not going to be able to play online that often with guys that don't play the expansion. I mean, the lobbies are going to be so empty. And that's the unfortunate thing about these expansion packs. Fortune Island, it's no different, but it's basically a continuation of the main map. There's no originality at all. It just looks the same. You could do toge drifting on the regular map, and it's bigger, and you don't have to pay. And that's the disappointing thing about these DLCs, sometimes paid, because you don't get what you're looking for. I mean, Hot Wheels sure was over the top, it was a child's degree. That was a one DLC expansion I actually wanted. But now, what's the point of it if it's still the same price that it was back then, and the fact that it's costs, and the fact that nobody's playing anymore? That's the disappointing thing about Fortune Island, though. But I do like one thing about Fortune Island. I do get the treasure chest idea, the concept of it. I think it's a pretty cool idea to be able to do stuff like that. It's I get why Turn 10 wanted to do something like that. You don't just have some sort of a riddle. And the thing is, for example, with these treasure chests, I think there's about 10 of them, if I'm not mistaken. You have to find them throughout the map. You have to do first a clue with a certain car. And then once you finish that car, let's say, for example, Ferrari 458 Italian, and you have to drift and get a certain score. And once you get that score, you get a clue on where the treasure chest is located. And after that, you have to find that location of the chest. They send you a screenshot of a picture of the chest, and then you have to find it. And after that, you get a reward. And I think you get $1 million credits. And if you get the second treasure chest, you get the Lamborghini Urus, the production version of it. And that's a pretty cool thing, at least. But that I don't get like online and all those other achievements. And the downside is that your achievement percentage will drop because of the fact that the DLCs obviously have achievements that have gamer score and everything like that. And that's what the thing about these DLCs. Sometimes you have to work a little harder. And the thing is, it's not really worth it if you're not going to get any players. Especially with the fact that Ralph Fulton, who was in charge of the Playground games, said that it's more focused, better off if you play online compared to play offline. So even though like the experience, like he said, is better online. So, but the thing is though, you can't get players to stay on the expansion, and the lobby is just glitchy and everything. And after a while, they're dead. So that's the downside of these expansions being paid. You're not going to get everybody to play it. And the benefit of the Ultimate Edition, you get it for free, but after a while you'll be bored by it and you'll go back to the main map anyway. So that's why I stick to the main map, and especially if an expansion isn't as different from the main map itself, other than lightning strikes, which was already in Forza Motorsport 7. I don't get why they couldn't just put it in the main game. But yeah, they have lightning strikes as well, which is dangerous. Ooh. Yeah, even in the video game, but still though, I get why they did it, but Fortune Island isn't that exciting. It's just plain the same as the main map. I would just stick with the main map, like I said. And unless you want to keep playing or go for treasure chests or go achievement hunting. But really though, if you gotta focus on achievements, just focus on the ones that you can get, like on the main game. Because then if you get the DLC, you have to keep going. Thing about Fortune Island is that you have to go for the DLCs once you get it, the achievements. And then once you do get it, you have to keep going. And that's the thing about these clues. They get harder and harder, and players will just get bored out of it. And like I said, it's good at the beginning, but after that, players won't play it anymore because they'll just focus on the main aspect of the game, which I get, because that's where all the players are. They're not going to be playing on the DLCs. I mean, you'll probably get maybe half of players. You're not going to get every single player to get the expansion Ultimate Edition. It's just too expensive. $100. Sure, you get the car pass. You get VIP and all that, but you don't get to be able to get to play with that many guys on the DLCs. That's the thing about the Fortune DLC. But I get why they're doing it. They want players to keep playing it, but at the end of the day, it's just a typical expansion. And it's unfortunate that they had to do this. They could have done better. And I get why they did it, because they try to make more players play it, and then the largest expansion ever, which takes up a lot of space on your hard drive, I guess. But I get why they did it, to keep players playing it. They wanted to try something like this, but it's basically just Forza Horizon 2 Storm Island with better graphics and a larger map. It's just basically that is. And the 4 seasons from the main map. So there's no difference, other than some plain old lightning strikes, if that's what you want. So what do you think about this? Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments, because I don't get the hype around the expansion. I know a lot of people, critics, are disappointed. I'm disappointed as well, even though I'm not going to get it. I would have got it. I wouldn't have gotten it anyway, since I just got the standard edition. So it didn't really matter about that, and it was not really necessary as well. If I wanted to get it, I could just get it, but there's no reason to get it if it's not that exciting. If it's just the same thing as the main map, including the 4 seasons and a couple of new cars like the Urus. I'm sure people are excited about that, and hooligan cars, which are also in it. But you can get that in the car pass. And I'm sure maybe at some point they'll add it in a future Forza Dot, where you can get it from the Forza Dot shop. But other than that, though, there's really no point to get it, or if you want to, unless you want to go for the treasure chest. But anyways, that's how it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video a little bit. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and don't forget to leave a like. If you are new, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.